Welcome to my channel Geography Ki Pathshala. I hope you all are doing well. So in this video class, I am going to start with a new chapter of your class 12 according to NCERT syllabus, which is population composition. So let's start with today's video. So as you know that your chapter's name is population composition. First we will know that what is population composition. Here you can see that I have mentioned that population composition, it discuss or it is related with the components, or you can say the attributes of population. So I have mentioned here some attributes, or you can say the components of population, which are like age, sex, education, occupation, life expectancy, etc. Now we will come to the point of sex composition. So any country's male and female population, they are considered as the important demographic characteristics. Here we do the ratio between number of male and number of female population of a country, and from there we can get the sex ratio. So here I have shown that how it is calculated. You have to take the male population and divide it by female population into 1000. In our country, India, we calculate sex ratio as female population divided by male population into 1000. And according to 2011 census, in our country, the sex ratio is 940. Now, from the sex ratio, we can say, or we can estimate the status of women or the female population of a country. If in the sex ratio you see that the female population is lower, then you can say that in that particular region or in that countries, there might be the practices of gender discrimination, or you can say female infanticide or domestic violence, and etc. But you can't generalize this concept, because sometimes when you see that the female population is higher, that doesn't mean that always there is the good or better status of female population. It can also happen that men might have migrated to other place for their job opportunities, and in that case the female population of that region will increase, and this kind of scenario was seen during the World War II. And if you see in our Asian countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, China, in these countries we can see that there is low sex ratio, and on the other hand in the European countries you can see that there is high sex ratio. So now we come to the next point, which is age structure. So what is age structure? It represents the number of population in different age groups. So you can see that I have mentioned here three different age groups. The first I have mentioned from 0 to 14, next is from 15 to 59, and the third one is 60 and above 60. So in this particular age group from 0 to 14, in this age group you can see the young population, and then in the next age group from 15 to 59, this age group, it represents the large working population, and in the third age group which I have mentioned, that 60 and above 60, this is the aging population. So from here government can understand that in which age group there are how many number of population, which will help the government to understand that what initiatives should be taken by the government for particular age groups, and what type of policies government can take, or what changes the government can make, and how they can modify the policies according to their suitable conditions. Now over here in this particular age group from 0 to 14, as you know that it is the young population. So in this age group government will think that what is the population size of this age group, and then the government will decide about the policies or the facilities taken regarding the education to make it much better so that everybody can get the opportunity of education. Next, if you see the 15 to 59, this age group, as you know that this is the large working population group. So if government changes any kind of policies regarding taxes or any kind of you can say any policies which are related with revenue system, then the government have to think regarding this particular population that which falls under 15 to 59, because this is the population which is the large population, working population, and this is the main source of the revenue of the country. So government have to think about that, such as for you can say that thinking about the job opportunities. So government have to keep in mind this large population. And next, in 60 to and above 60, this is the aging population. So government have to think about their health facilities, or you can say life insurance facilities, and all these sort of things. So now let's come to the next point, which is age sex pyramid. So age sex pyramid, it refers the number of male and female population of different age groups, and we call it as a pyramid because it looks like a pyramid. And there are three types of age sex pyramid. Number one is expanding population, number two is constant population, and the third one is declining population. First I am going to discuss with these 2 points, and then I will come to the third point. So the first type of age sex pyramid is expanding population. This type of age sex pyramid we can see in the less developed countries, because in less developed countries you can see that the birth rate and death rate both are quite high. Such as you can say as example Nigeria or Bangladesh, and even in our country which is India, you can see this type of age sex pyramid. So here if you come to the graph, then on the left hand side I am representing the male population in percentage, and on the right hand side here I have shown the female population in percentage, and these are the age groups which are 0 to 14, 15 to 29, 30 to 44, and so on. Now if we look at the base of the graph, here the particular age group which is 0 to 14, here you can see that in the both sides the bars are quite expanding. That means it represents that the birth rate is quite high. And similarly, as you go upward gradually, then you can see that in the upper age groups like 45 to 59, or on the next age group like 60 to 74, here the bars are quite shorter. That means it represents that the birth rate is quite high. So from this type of expanding population, we can say as a conclusion that where the birth rate and death rate are both quite high, it represents this type of expanding population age sex pyramid. Now let's come to the second point, which is constant population. This is also known as bell-shaped age sex pyramid, and in this type of age sex pyramid we can see that the birth rate and death rate more or less equal. In Australia's age sex pyramid, if you see that, then there you can see that the age sex pyramid looks like this. Similarly, over here the left hand side is representing the male population in percentage, and the right hand side is representing the female population in percentage, and these are the age groups. So if you see the first age group, which is 0 to 14, here you can see that the bars are not so much expanding like the previous one, they are quite closer. So it represents that there the birth rate is quite controlled, and if you go upward, that 15 to 39 and 30 to 44, 45 to 59, in this middle portion of the graph you can see that here the bars are quite expanding. This is because that in this particular age group people migrates from outside into this type of countries or in this type of regions for their better opportunities. That's why here in both the female population, male population and female population, the number is quite high, and that's why the bars are expanding over here. And gradually you go upward, like from 60 to 74 or 75 to 89, here also you can see that the bars are more or less as equal as the age group of 0 to 14. That means it represents that the death rate, it is equal to the birth rate. So here you can see that if you draw like this dotted line on the both side of the graph, then you can see that it is showing like a bell shape, and that is the reason why it is called a bell shaped age-sex pyramid. Now I will discuss the third type of age-sex pyramid, which is declining population. So this type of age-sex pyramid, basically you can see developed countries like in Japan, or you can say like Germany, and there the birth and death rate both are quite low, and that's why there you can see that the population growth rate is, you can say like negative, or it's near about 0. Now if you see the graph, the left hand side, similarly like the other graphs, it represents the male population in percentage, and the right hand side it represents the female population, and 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, these are the age groups. If you come to this base of the graph, and which is showing the population of 0 to 9, in the both side, in male population and female population, in both the side the bars are quite, you can see that it is not so expanding, it's narrower in size, and gradually you go upward in this middle portion. Here the bars are little bit expanded, but in the upper side also the bars are like 60 to 69 or 50 to 59, these bars are similar like the bars which are in the age group of like 0 to 9, or you can say 10 to 19. That means you can say that the birth rate in this type of countries, that is also low, and the death rate, it is also low, because you see that bars are not too much expanding, or neither they are too much narrow, they are like in taper in shape, and this represents that the birth and death rate both are low, and which triggers the situation like the population growth as a negative or 0. And by this way we can say that we are completing the part 1 of this chapter, and in my next video class I will discuss with the other concepts of this chapter, and I hope that today's concepts are all clear to you. If you have any doubt or any query, then please comment below. Thank you.